to the team. This is his first ever HLTV official, and he's doing it at IEM Kraków. What a way to start off your career as well. First HLTV official being an S-tier event, an IEM of all things. So let's see how he deals. NRG taking on Bait. It's our second game of the day here on the B stream.
Yeah, really big game as well for Bait. I feel like they must have turned Bounty down. They certainly would have been within the cutoff, it feels like. So the fact that they weren't there potentially comes down to the fact that they just could not field a roster in time or didn't feel confident enough with it. So big expectations for this team. And this new addition, I mean, breaking the smoke open while fully blind, certainly dangerous. Lucky to remain alive there. They've gained control of this A bomb site pretty quickly, but it feels like they've maybe been given it by choice. Tensor does fall. It's MPL on the USP here, who is turning and flattening the heads. OC tries to do his best, but it's all going to be down to Nitro here. The old guard left in the 1 versus 2 clutch brings it down to the new kid and shows him what's up. Yes, sir. Nitro with the 1v2.
The veteran showing how important experience really is. Brilliant work from Nitro. Catches the youngster Segakawa. 1 versus 2 to kickstart the run here for NRG. Bit of a janky round from both sides, in all fairness. I mean, I think Bait got very fortunate with the shots MPL was finding. A lot of them were just hopeful taps that somebody would walk into them, and a couple did. One of which was even blind, but you're going to shoot what's in front of you, and well, what's in front is a lower tons push. Ascenthia and MPL combined well. The MP9s take a lot of control and information.
Alex in towards the pit. We'll manage to net one. That's going to be a bomb drop as well. Looking for a little more here. Oh, man. So well played for him to stay alive. And Bait on the board with a flawless force by victory. That is certainly one way to wake your opponents up. You can see there's a bit of energy to him. He's kind of excited. Feels good to win a round and get that out of the way. But a really big deal. Denying the bomb plant there as well. NRG up the creek now.
Yeah, it's good to see, I think, for the likes of Segakawa. I think the worst possible thing is if he's a player who sort of gets in his own shell off the back of losing a round like that. If he can get himself hyped up, get excited, especially, I'm sure this is probably a very exciting thing, right? It's a big step up for him. Playing on a stage like this is what all these players dream of. But at 16 years of age, I mean, a very exciting time, and I hope that it kind of relayed in towards his play. NRG. Their force buy is unfortunately not as much in terms of the firepower, but Nitro still showing what he's got about him.
Got to be careful not to hand it back, right? This is a great opportunity for Bait to really pick up some early rounds, some early momentum.
Okay.
NRG doing their best to wrestle it back, however, that's a hell of a find. Solid man advantage now. A couple guns to maybe retrieve as well. Certainly not over just yet, but looking dangerous. All eyes on Segakawa at the moment, as he will be the vanguard of this take attempt. MP9 going in first. They switch things up. Segakawa staying cool. Able to get a couple. Runs out of ammo. Decent damage done. Tags down a little more. Doesn't actually find the kill off the back of that tag, which is certainly unlucky, and now finds himself incredibly isolated. Really trying to buy time for Alex to get the hell over here, but he's not there fast enough. So low HP bars, they add up to 46. Is that low enough for Alex to get the 1v2?
They sell the ruse as well that they're running towards Bait. But Alex doesn't fall for the bait initially, but as time ticks, he might. Re-smoke back for the cross. Oh, and it deals even more damage as well. Look at the HP. 20 combined across the two of NRG. He turns into the flash. That gives them a bit of time to cross. They're diving for the fight, and it will work. That is such a bold move, but time was of the essence. And that'll be NRG who recover. Force buy of their own to put the pressure right back onto Bait.
Man, that's wild. That is so wild. It felt like they were just perfectly set up to get like the 3-1, deny a rifle, deny a bomb plant. Not the case. So they have really squandered the opportunity of a flawless force by victory in that second round. Will be kicking themselves in a big way. Timeout coming in here. Super early from NRG to maybe just set the ship straight. I do respect it. Try and just find some normalcy. This can kind of happen when you have like a force by win creep in there. It gets very messy, and you know, the puggy nature and instinctive nature of players really creeps into the Counter-Strike.
Yeah, it's been, I think as well, no side really likes consistent chaos. It's good to throw in, you know, a bit of a chaotic round or have a bit of a period of play which is chaotic, but you don't want that to be a consistent factor. It's just not sort of something you can really grasp onto and get a bit of control with. I think for the likes of NRG, got their play style, the way in which they like to approach the game, they want to make sure that they can actually really tick back into that. No surprises to see the force by response, of course, from Bait. Why wouldn't you? This is where we're at the moment. It's the force by wars. Triple M4, FAMAS, Deagle for MPL to round it out.
Not been here for a while. I thought the force by wars were kind of over, but once in a while you do get a reminder.
You know, they as much as they've obviously climbed the rankings, they you know, the core of this team is still tier 2 in its sense.
In their hearts. In
their hearts, exactly. They play like the tier 1.5 and the tier 1, but they never forget their roots.
Take a coward. Not in a bad spot here. Contact flash for him to work with. Doesn't quite net anything just yet. Does give Alex the confidence, and he takes his own peeks as well. Looking good on that FAMAS. Sonic, however, will recover things back, and maybe 1 or 2 more bullets required to finish off MPL. Okay, hold on. Crazy, crazy stuff here from Sonic. He's going to get that bomb down at the very least for the future round. Can he get any more here? As he's finally spotted both of them. Can't get it done, though. The defuse will come in. Bait continue the back and forth here. As it was a force, but a pretty good one as far as they go.
Agreed.
All the same, looking good.
Really kind of weird one. Daps ain't happy with that. Shake of the head as well. I don't really blame him. This is, again, you know, you call a pause, and that's the sort of round you put up if you're NRG, and especially if you are Daps, no surprises you aren't happy. Bait, bite back, and it's with the 2 players who, of course, who have struggled to get going, really, from Bait, Ovasential and Kenzazor. Finding their moment. Kenzie first kill on the board for him. Sekakawa leading the charge, though. You know, like we said, this guy is known as being a bit of a face-it demon, and well, so far, he's mechanically showing he's got a bit about him. Well, I mean, I guess the question still remains, does that translate to this team of Bait getting better? They already had a pretty good year by most metrics, especially from where they started to where they ended. But a quite bold move of changing Hendrick for Sekakawa. Will that help the team find that next level? A comfortable win over NRG here would do exactly that, but so far it's been anything but comfortable.
Yes, a bumpy ride for both sides, I think. Wrestling for control of the wheel. Kenzazor take down Bro with the open wide swing as he attempts to get cheeky. Not going to happen. Not in this life. So man advantage looks comfortable, and maybe the calmest start to a round that we've had so far in this map.
Yeah, true. Good to be smoke. Yeah, you can kind of play above it, but MPL knows there's also a possibility. He made noise as well as it hit him. Probably not worthwhile. There's a gap to work with, though. And there's 2 players towards B already, so they really are shoring up that B defense. A resmoke will come through to make sure of it. MPL will drop a flash, but as they move closer towards B, I don't know if they're going to expect 2s there. And MPL's going to find one through the smoke, the swing, and the miss. Down goes Nitro. Sonic will also join him 6 feet under. And before you know it, OC scratching his head. All his teammates are dead. And he's got 15 minutes to try and decide what he wants to do. I don't think it's worthwhile saving.
Oh.
Nice shot, though. Nice shot.
He's fighting. He'll take one down with him. Unfortunately, of course, not going to happen in the round overall. Bait able to take the lead, and maybe a substantial one for them, in fact, as it should be an eco out here from this T side. This is indeed where you have to catch yourself sometimes, very rarely, but in the tier 2, again, you'll see a team just keep on forcing and really just getting caught up in the chaos, but not going to be the case here, as they are indeed locked in for Kraków. MPL. Lovely stuff.
Okay.
Takes 2 heads. He'll eat a dink in the meantime, so he does have to be a bit careful. Or not. He's just so excited for these kills. That's what you get. That's what you get, you know.
Smell the ecos, mate.
I know, it was like, wow, those 2 were crisp. I'm getting the ace. And he just gets flattened.
I think he also heard, like, just like a Glock or something shoot, and then, you know, the ears kind of perk up and, eco, all right. Time to fight.
It's like that, you know,
He's just like me.
Sort of werewolf type character trying to fight his beastly instincts, you know, when he hears.
Oh, do you mean the alpha wolf meme?
Yeah, sure.
The one where he's like ripping his shirt
Not
off.
quite. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know. It really is, though. Inside me are 2 beasts or whatever.
Yeah.
When the Glock starts shooting.
Smart IGL. Ecos.
Troll. Yeah.
Back into the buy, though, for NRG. Only Nitro taking a bit of a hit economically as he opts for the Galil. Just to pick up a bit more util. The all right idea. The smoke fades as well. There's a head there. He spots it, but he just can't punish. And only a few pixels to work with, and now has to fall back from that position. But it's good information gained by Bait. I'm also a bit worrying that NRG didn't realize that their own smoke was fading.
Yeah, slightly a miss on the timings, for sure.
If they got punished there, that looks like such a, a rookie error to make.
Yep. Alex hidden away in the pit. Found success here in that second round. Are they going to be expecting him? Slight angle change from the last time. And he does survive on just 1 HP. Segukawa, of course, coming in on the AWP. And this would be the first time we get to see him on this comfortable gun. And he does look good. 2 easy ones for him. Plucks them apart. Going to leave Bro in the 1 versus 4 now. They know where he's at. I'm slightly essential. Giddy for the fight as he gets the USP out to chase him down. I mean, I suppose they just really want to stop him from saving. They will get to do that. Spirits are high. Segukawa looks good with his first AWP round.
Yeah, he does. I was really wondering what he's going to look like when he has the AWP in play. I've heard a lot in terms of what he brings to the Pugs. And so far, he's having a pretty good debut. 9-3 out the gates in first 7 rounds of play. It's not bad by any means. This is looking sharp. Oh, and he continues it. Catches Sonic. 4 shots from him. It'll soften up, bro. It's a mobile once again for NRG. So Bait should be netting a 6th. They aren't breaking that much of a sweat here. If NRG can get a bomb plant out of this, that'd be lovely. But it, for the most part, feels pretty unlikely.
Orpin again. Dropping OC. For a little more. I think he might. Yeah, he dropped the bomb with that, I suppose. And that makes the recovery of it very difficult. Really trying. But now they've lost that element of timing and surprise that they maybe had on short. So any hope of this round going their way, I think, has just fallen by the wayside with a very nicely placed shot from Segukawa, who finds himself 11-3 right now.
Yeah.
So maybe they were onto something with this surprising move.
Yeah, so far, there is kind of a lot to like at the moment. Coming towards this round, he was 127 ADR. Mental work. Yeah, under pressure, but doesn't fold to it. He sets himself, he looks for a second, he's running low on ammo, but he makes it stick anyway. Brilliant work from him. And of course, MPL had been making a name for himself so much from Bait, especially in the early stages when he was calling. Now he's sort of giving up those reins, but either way, I mean, it still shows just how prevalent he can be in terms of pure mechanics. Shutting down Nitro and Bro there. Nice. At the end. 11 for him, 11 for Segakawa. So finally, MPL's getting that support in terms of the numbers department that he'd been looking for, that he wasn't always getting with Headtrick. Sure, it's early doors, but I'm liking what I'm seeing.
Yeah, I think we always want a player like this to succeed, and we love that narrative of, you know, the young CIS phenom.
Yeah.
MPL spamming away. Tiny bits of damage, but not too much. Again, going to gain that information, however, that they really do like a short start here, NRG. Try and net some control. But Bait are playing around it pretty damn well. It feels like NRG, for quite a while, actually, have not really threatened very much.
Yeah. The Force Buy Wars, they were going back and forth a little bit, right? But since the econ got settled and the guns have been in play, there's only been one team in the server at the moment, right? And Bait are showing that there's quite a bit of depth to this side at the moment. And this is before we've really seen as well, you know, a guy that I always throw out when I talk about Bait is Kenzie, right? When Kentasaur gets going, super difficult to deal with. They're not going to check blue here, are they? They're not. And Alex is going to get 2 for it. Segakawa comes back over, a missed shot from him, forced off the angle. MPL under a bit of pressure from Shaw, so this A defense is really looking feeble, I say, until MPL finds 2 so quickly, and OC, he knows that all he can really do is tuck his head. He gets a tag on towards Kentasaur, but there's no chance of the round. 10 seconds on the clock, and Shaw bomb on his back, but there is no way he's making anything out of this. The question is, can he get out of this with the AWP in play?
Maybe.
Yes.
Maybe indeed, he will. Yeah, finds the key kill,
Sure.
and he's out of there. So, yeah, I mean, the key problem I think that NRG are having at the moment is whenever a Bait player is in like a good spot, like Alex was there, MPL kind of was, they're actually good for like 2 kills pretty consistently. Yeah. So I think they're really struggling with the trades. There's maybe a bit too much of everyone looking in the same direction, not quite covering that, yes, more unlikely angle, but still there's just like no consideration of it. Alex is playing long brilliantly. They're also leaving him there by himself, pretty much. Maybe there's a contact flash once in a while, but there's not a lot of manpower to join him, and he's able to hold things really well. Few change-ups of the angles. That bin angle, that blue bin angle is just such a classic like counter to where he's been playing already. You can see, though, nobody is really considering him. MPL's kind of ridiculous, but given a slim chance, they are finding multi-frags pretty often.
Yeah, spot on. Oh my god, Nitro really dancing the devil a little bit there. 2 opportunities for Segakawa to get that kill. It's OC who gets the first. He somehow manages to escape briefly, but only before Ascenti out. Continues putting the pressure on. Flash round. Segakawa wants to reclaim a bit of space here. They're going to go on the corner to try and deal some damage, but get back on towards the CT angle. And he has to sort of reluctantly give up the site. Hope MPL can deny them from short. Looks at the first. Falls flash. Sentiel's here with the M4 tapping away. Running low on ammo as he fights for Ram, but he gets another before dropping. Segakawa put into another clutch. He lost the first against Nitro. Second time. Finds him, puts into a 1 versus 1, but where's his last man? Looks for Bro, pistol pulled out, goes back now for the M4, and he wins it out, Segakawa. His first clutch here on the big stage, and a big smile for the 16-year-old in his HLTV debut. Wins another round for Bait.
I mean, I don't know, man. There might be something here, you know. He seems quite calm. He seems very in control. Emotions are not super high. Like, he's got a little smile on his face, you know, you would, but he's not like letting it get to him too much just yet.
Yeah.
I think there really could be something.
You can tell though, right? He's like holding it back a little bit. He wants to get
a little. He doesn't want to, you know.
It's kind of cute, man. You know what I mean? Like, first big game, and he's stepping up, and he continues to do so. He's got OC's number right now. He's 14-4.
Yeah. With a clutch in there.
Yeah.
You know, with some big multi-moments, it's really looking good. Kenzazor is in no man's land. He'll get deleted. Very strange kind of round as the CT's tried to get aggressive up short. Limited success, and again, not to, you know, keep glazing the guy, but without his kill, Segikawa may well have saved this round in a way, or at least made it look doable.
Yeah, he's giving them a lifeline for sure.
3. Oh, that's awkward as Santiago goes down. Surely now the path to B opens up.
Hang on. Get Alex. Get Alex. He's getting the backlines here. There could be 2. 2 dead to right. There's the first. Will Segikawa expect it? Nah, he doesn't. It's all on Alex, and he's now in known quantity. Pop flash is beautiful. Oh, my. Bro fall blind. Has to fall back, but bomb down. All alone. Alex is about this timing play. When do both of them fight? There's the first. There's the second. He had the right idea, the right read, but he just can't find the shot. Bro bails them out. Fine margins as NRG find a third. Let's be frank, Scriv, even if they get an 8-4, I'm still not happy with what I've seen this half.
It's true. It is very true. And again, the Dust 2 pick, weirdly reminiscent of that Paravision game, if you were here for that, where it's very flat. It's very samey. They're just really trying to brute force the short play. That feels like the first round that we might have seen them actually pivot in the end. A lot of A finishes, not a lot of B pressure, not a lot of solo moves, right? Yeah, just not quite clean enough. And you can see OC's kind of the only one that's even close to positive. So, not great. Young kid on the other side who is really showing up the NA class. Decent little bit of nade damage to kick us off.
Yeah, just a bit of chip damage. Whittle them away. Try to make them like kind of one-shottable to the AM4. To B smoke. Dropped. Bomb not committed, but it's going to join up with the group in towards tunnels. I mean, Alex is so far advanced there in towards A doors. I'm surprised they haven't even dragged a third player over towards B, to be honest. You've got Alex playing all the way towards doors. Even if he was to fight and fall, there's more than enough time to rotate through CT. In every metric, this is looking like such a standard B here. And they've got 2 players to try and stop them, but they do have util. That's a great timing on the molly, and there's where Alex pounces. MPL going to find one of his own as well. Kenzie plays backside. He'll drop a flash to once again try and slow them down, and, well, job done, it's working. 15 seconds as they start entering in toward B. All Kenzie has to do is buy time, or find both, and he does. Pistol pulled out, and they close it in style. 9 rounds for bait. What a first half. Let's see if they can continue it in the second.
Can't get to you. Can't get to you. Can't get to you. Can't get to you.
NRG has yet to show up here on Dust 2, their map pick, and it is the new kid on the block that is certainly catching our eye. A really impressive first half from him and Bait as a whole, as they go 9-3, looking to close this one out, take it to Mirage, and continue this sort of puggy energy over there on the second as well, but they still have a job to do, finishing off Dust.
Yeah, looking really, really clean. Segakawa. MPL's not looking too bad either, to be fair to him. 132 ADR he averaged in that first half. Mental stuff. 9-3 half. You know what, funny enough? Harvey, we've done 4 maps so far today. They've all been 9-3.
Damn. That is kind of crazy.
Yeah. And every map so far has been a 13-6 as well. Let's see if that trend continues. Alex, first to hit the deck. Had a pretty good first half, to be fair to himself as well. He does get unsung, I think, quite a bit on Bait, but yeah, actually really showed a bit of his prowess. But he's the first 2-4. Bait looked to make a move towards B.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh, bro's got the Julies. I don't like the look of this. In comes the first on that USP. The Julies now get their chance, but this is what happens, man. The yin and yang of the Julies. Sometimes they take over, get 4 kills. Other times, flattened immediately. I'm going to get planted here. Nobody actually picking up those Julies on the T side of things, so opting to
Don't blame them.
stick with the Glocks. Senthial is the one to watch here on the tight angle against this wall. Oh, man, deleted by OC. Great move. Kenzazor gives him a taste of his own medicine. Segukawa from below the window gets his 2-piece. Between the 2 remaining Bait players, they will take the pistol by themselves.
Yeah, and that's more like it. Kenzor definitely underwhelming by his standards in towards that first half, but when he gets going, I always say with this Bait side, he's such a menace to deal with, and that shot he got through doors was just bonkers. What a find. 10-3, double digits already after 13 rounds played is not a good sign for NRG. This narrative that we've been building about them, domestically so solid, but internationally so unsound, is once again ringing quite true, at least for the time being. Smoke down towards NPL, just a nade straight to the dome. Hit for exactly 50. I don't really blame NRG going for the 4-spy either. They've won 2 out of their 3 rounds on 4-spies.
It's true. Gonna look to do that again, but it's a quick mid to B split here and a great read. Kenzazor in a good spot. Finds one, a bit of a jump scare. I don't think he meant to do that. Meanwhile, the B take coming in. NPL catches his at CT. It's quick, it's chaotic, but it's successful for Bait. A light save for NRG here, I would imagine, as they don't really have a chance into the round. Bro goes down, caught with his pants around his ankles, so it's just Mr. Sonic on the AK. Curious to see whether he gets to save this. To be fair, they are on a light hunt.
Yeah, bless him. What does he do from a spot like this? Because you can hear steps around him. Actually, they are pulling away, though. He looks like he might be all right. I'm going to just slip the net here, Sonic. They're doubling back towards shore, but I don't think it's going to be too big of an issue. So the AK will stay in play. A quote-unquote silver lining, but I mean, we're already getting to the point where they're sort of non-existent at this point. 11-3 down. And Bait just not pulling any punches. And we'll keep saying as debuts go for this youngster. Doing bad here, Segukawa. 16-5. Flashes over. They're flying out towards long. They're taking control quickly here. Segakawa blind spraying through the smoke, hoping for a bit of something, but NRG already forced off the angle. They're quad stacking A here, though.
Yeah, pretty scary look. Utility ready, but I don't know, man. NRG got the bodies in the right place. Just a question of whether they can execute successfully. That being said, the bomb is thinking about moving away, potentially. Alex going to find a bit of a spam onto Car, that is. So man advantage for Bait just like that, and they have the run of the mill. They are indeed going to move away.
Seconds to work with. I mean, honestly, if Bait stick as a pack, they shouldn't really have too many issues. Nitro should be there to right here. There's too many people to fight. God, he takes a lot of damage, but he gains so much vital information. With not a lot of time either. This could really work in NRG's favor. Window player trying to keep them here, but Sonic's round the corner. 1, 2, and with the support for the third from Nitro. But the Mach 10 of Ascential, 3 of his own. What in God's name is happening in this round? It's a 1 versus 2, and it's all on the shoulders of OC as he scoops up an AK. But bomb dropped. And 2 different angles to fight from. OC finds the first with the HE. He looks for the second and he nails it. A round of highlights back and forth. 3 apiece across 3 different players. It's NRG who walk away with one of the wildest rounds we have seen in this series so far.
Yeah, what has just happened there? Here we go. Replay 1. Then there's a second, and, you know, like, what is going on here, man? How does Ascential do that? Then the nade. Hey, we caught them all. We got them all. So we got all the moments back, of course. But
Shout out the prod
absolutely
team.
wild. Absolutely wild. Unreal. And I think, indeed, we all need a timeout after that. Maybe a nice Zen meditation to just come back down to earth.
I ran out of air in my lungs because they were just like non-stop. It's a bit of a saving grace for NRG to try and lift them out of a dark spot here. Wouldn't be surprised if they try maybe some sort of reinvest. They do really like these, especially when they've got a lot of rounds to work with off the back of a pause. And yeah, Segakawa left on a deagle. They are going to buy back in. Despite not everybody being able to invest, it doesn't really bother them that much. And like we said, so many rounds to work with. NRG though, this road to recovery is still mighty long. But a round like that, clutch like that, makes a big difference. They've just got to now chain it back to back. Use it as a catalyst to success, and so we can start opening the door to that conversation a bit.
Yeah, very true. Got to give us a bit more.
Sure.
Step over the smoke. Could be successful. Oh, or not. Ascential's somewhat ready for it. Maybe that's the whole idea of that smoke. Not quite sure. Sonic battles for now. Stays alive from one end. Takes another as well with him. It's another very chaotic round. The bomb is in a dreadful spot. Wide swing from Alex is successful. OC left low in another clutch, but he can't get it done this time. Ascential finds the 2-piece at the end. What is going on here, man? It is just really, really devolved into TDM mode.
Yeah.
But it's that 12 for Bait, of course.
This is such a wild game at the moment. I think TDM is probably a pretty apt way of putting it. But they get a clutch back in blood. Segakawa didn't look too far off there, but second time of it. Tag once again. George, a lot of damage dealt towards him. Left reeling on 5 points of HP. And I mean, George has been a non-factor in this map so far. 4 and 16 for him. Bro, who's so important. Statistically the best player on this NRG side as well. Similar factor. Just nothing to really offer up. 2 quite key individuals. Lucy and Sonic, a little more veteran players, have been doing a lot of the work. It's Sonic who goes down. As Kentazor tries to get more control, Bro will come alive, but only briefly before Alex trades. Numbers still favoring Bait here, and it looks like it could be all but done as Ascential swings and delivers on towards OC.
Aid does get it done. It's all on Nitro, and it is over before he even gets a look in on the clutch. Damn, Bait have absolutely dismantled NRG on their own pick of Dust 2. Thought it would be a tough one, but maybe with, you know, such a big change in this Segukawa kid, who now absolutely is going to be a point of conversation after a great debut map there. Thought that it would be a bit closer, it would be a bit tougher for Bait to get going, who've also kind of been on an awkward downswing themselves as well. But not the case, man. Not the case. NRG dismantled as they, again, look to prove themselves on an international stage. It's not going to happen here on Dust 2.
Yeah, and honestly, there was next to no weaknesses out towards Bait. You look across the board as well, absolutely everybody had their moments. The only guy who there was maybe a question mark about was Kentazor. That first half, just a little quiet, but absolutely everybody got going there. Kenzie at the lower end with 13, the top being Ascential with 17, right? There's no real disparity between the top and the bottom end of the scoreboard, and that's what you want. We talk about it, we use this buzzword a hell of a lot, Scrib. That is a holistic performance. Everybody making their mark, everybody having their moment, and that's exactly what you want to see for Bait. They take map number 1 of Dust 2, and they take it in fine fashion, and to make matters worse as well, that was NRG's map pick, so we'll see how things pan out. Mirage can be coming up next as well, but after the break.
Hi, this is Basement Dweller's first advertisement, and our second drop is, it's up, actually. If you're seeing this, it's up. It's available on the ESL shop.
Feels like it is the map these days that everybody should know, everybody should be able to play. Very rarely permabanned. It's quite often in a veto somewhere. That's maybe the only caveat that they have going here. The individuals looked better. The tactical approach looked better from Bait as well. NRG very set in their ways on that T side in particular. So, I'm going to see here. Weakly defended A bomb site. It's going to be an execute coming round from this T side of things. Unfortunately, NRG have put their resources in the wrong place. We'll see. George in at that CT booth position. Just has to back off and give the space away. Try not to go down early here.
That's the big thing. Going for the aggressive CT push. However, they've been caught off guard. It's, you know, generally speaking, it's the right move here, but George making his impact known. He was, like we said, non-existent in that first map, but already shining a little bit here. Still, job not done. Job far from done as well. As a couple of kills come through in quick succession. They're sticking the defuse, and it's NRG who start well here on Mirage. They expect the overfacing towards spawn. They get it, and they find 2 quick kills, and it's a 5 versus 3. All they had to do was play for the trades.
Yeah, really well read and really well done from George, I think, to just kind of give that space and draw them in, fake things out a little bit. Really common, of course, to gain control of A and then for the Glocks to try and catch the rotators, but NRG were ready for that move. Pays off beautifully, so you have to give them credit for how they approach things there. Really solid. Bait will take the force here, thanks to the bomb plant. A couple of Galils, but ultimately 4 automatic weapons, which could be deadly. You look across the board, nobody's gone cheeky, everybody's got head armor. On the NRG side, again, something that sometimes can be a bit overlooked, and then you get caught off by a Mac 10 in a round like this, trying to sneak an M4 in. But not the case here.
Segukawa. Pop shots, but he'll lose his life to OC. Starting to find one of his own as well. Bit chaotic, but it's all going in place, really, for NRG. All on the shoulders of Alex, who does actually get 2, so he's making it expensive. It won't make a difference in terms of the round. It still goes the way of NRG, but you take those. A couple of kills just to affect the econ. Whether it's long-term or short-term, we'll have to see.
Yeah, time will indeed tell. Deagle's over armor here, so I mean, still going to have some presence into this round, to be fair to them now, which I think is somewhat colourful. See if they can find a head or two. But at the moment, pretty quiet from Bait. NRG have managed to make things a bit more interesting. Enzizor, that is ridiculous. If only there was more grouped up with him, he could have really bursted on to be there. Still going to look to try and do the same. Alex catches George. So a lot of this is on Bro. There's a rotation in, awkwardly enough, from OC on the USP, who goes down. Oh, man. 3 versus 2. Question marks all over the place. But the bomb's in T-spawn.
Oh,
Yikes. That is a yikes. I mean, I know it's a low buy, but that's a rookie error to just leave it right in the T-spawn. However, there was more of a chance than I was expecting to get that kill. Definitely not over just yet. MPL's low. Their split is the big thing. So I think maybe, indeed, it might just be the beginning of the end here. Unless Alex can pull this off.
Seen a few moments of him, but generally you look towards Kenzie on these deagle rounds. Let's see. Deleted. Bro, see him off. Do you know what? Again, right? It's a minimal investment round, and you've made something out of it where you've made it a bit expensive, pressure put on towards them. You can take silver linings out away from that. So ultimately, the only thing that really matters with the 3-0 start for NRG. Looking and feeling a lot better than what we saw, especially in that first half on Dusty. They got 4 rounds in total on their own map pick. So this is already feeling a little bit more conclusive on the North American side. Way towards top boxes. Need to break open that smoke as well. That can leave Sekakawa exposed, but he does get one before he drops. Sonic quick on the trade. Kenzisor finds a freebie as it drops down in front of him, but George, again, finds an answer back. 3 versus 3.
Oh, big opportunity there. Missed out slightly. Bullet lands. It's MPL that finds the crack headshot. Could make all the difference here. Bomb is going to eventually head towards the A-bomb site. That does seem where NRG as well are looking to defend, so difficult to call, but with a run through under, they do maybe indeed start to think that it's B. They will rotate off here. Really well played. Just NPL selling and selling and selling, but it's going to be an A finish. Maybe smelling somewhat of a rat, but I think they have weakened up and confused this A defense enough that I would give the upper hand to Bait in this scenario.
Yeah, I'm with you. See? Orb. Finds one. MPL drops. He was just creeping around the corner in case they'd already taken a lot of texture control. I shall force him away. 20 seconds. They are going to get a plant out of this. Something to work with, but George got to win this fight, and he does. Can't get the second. Ascential's there. 1 versus 1. They can play time. Bombs planted. Nice and open as well. Really difficult one for OC, and what makes it even worse is that smoke phase in towards top con. So you're going to drop it on top of the bomb. Does have a kick. Can just stick this as well if he wants to. A tap. Uh-oh. Ascential. Got to deny. And he leaves it too late. He also lost track of the C4 as well. There's a bomb plant. That's as good as it gets. NRG, their 4th consecutive round to start Mirage.
Really looking good. They have managed to find a new lease on life coming into Mirage. And I think really what we wanted from them, the talk in between from Daps, clearly has paid dividends. Bait close, but no cigar in that previous. They will keep it coming. AK's out here. Lack of utility, but not awful. So we're going to find out if they're able to stay hot on the heels of NRG, or if NRG really start giving us a map, start giving us a series, maybe.
See. Smoke down, top stairs. First fight is good as well as Bro will find Kentazor. And actually manages to get out of there relatively unscathed.
MPL around the corner, looking solid on this flank, and he will net both. Gorgeous moves from him, the rest of the team acting in kind as well. As all of a sudden they have broken in. OC remains strong. NPL got to be careful. Nitro is here. He knows what's up. OC takes another. Oh, man. How have they recovered this? The bomb's dropped in their eye line, leaving Alex to do it all. He will get that bomb down. Molotov forces him back. Kind of knows that both are maybe on top of each other here. Decent nade to thin the numbers slightly. Double swing comes in, and the double dink from Nitro. A 4v2 recovery.
That is really, really well worked. And for Bait on their map here, they're looking really quite feeble at the moment. Too many rookie errors being made. And a lack of discipline as well, which is costing them. Over fighting, over facing, and they're doing quite well in NRG on the flip side, showing a bit more of that veterancy, a bit more of that experience. It's just difficult though. I wouldn't mind Bait calling a few timeouts to try and slow this roll down once again, right? You've got to build something on this person. They've got to have some level of foundations to fall back on, but from this angle as well, really nice sharp shooting from OC. That first flick is fantastic, and then just the knowledge of the second. Brilliant work, and he opens up round number 6. Break on the smoke, MPL hits the deck. This is beautiful work. I mean, he had a pretty decent first map. He's the only real shining light for NRG on DOS 2, and he's showing more of it again here, but pushing the smoke. Alex, only one as George, head on a swivel, finds one of his own, and with the support as well, OC keeps him breathing.
Frustrated. Bait are absolutely frustrated.
Yeah.
One of the things as well that you have to consider with this team, very, very young. And we do see the mental sometimes gets the better of them at times. We'll find out here. Flank coming in, that's what NRG are waiting for. It's going to be considered too much. Bait will begin to move forwards, but here he is, and there he strikes. Clean from Nitro, Essential against 3. Bomb dropped. And he is now known about. Just got to try and isolate these duels. Not going to happen. OC deletes him. NRG looking so much better.
Yeah, and I'll keep lumping the praise on for him. OC is looking really, really sharp. Fantastic work. It was a bit of a question mark as well. You know, the whole thing with Exotic, right, who was playing previously on the NRG team and really didn't look too bad, let's be honest. He was looking pretty sharp, and then he decides to step away from playing competitively to focus on his other business ventures, which was wild. Very, very wild. OC comes back into the fray. Obviously, he's not really been in the limelight for a while. At the moment, so far in this series, looking pretty damn solid. On the flip side as well, Sekakawa is really starting to struggle here, Mirage. I don't think Mirage is an easy map to AWP on at the best of times, especially not on the T side. But he's looking a bit worse for where. Some nice shots from him here. There was no real chance for Essential. Like I mentioned, Sekakawa 1 and 6. Off the back of a perfect debut as well in your opening map. It's go quiet, it's not what you want to see.
Yeah, may well be the case though, eh? It does happen. Consistency is what we all chase in the game of Counter-Strike. Can they give us anything here as we look into the dying embers of this first half? NRG potentially could take things into a very, very dangerous place for Bait. Small execute coming in here. A lot of nade damage. Some AWP getting in there as well. Bro spamming down. We got rotations nice and quick. They are ready for this move. Goodness gracious, NRG put it to bed without taking a single point of damage.
Yeah, they don't even take a scratch. As simple as that. 7-0 right now. I'm baffled that we sit at this scoreline. 7-0 off the back of a no-show on Dust 2. 13-4 they lost that map for those who missed it, and it was, I'll tell you, not pretty from NRG. And you find yourself in a spot now where there is only one team in the server, and it is NRG. They have offered up so little on a map in which they play so often. We thought the tier 2 and kind of tier 1.5, this is one of the maps that they really made a bit of a home ground for them. Maybe a little bit too much tape, a little bit too easy to read for NRG in the prep, right? And we know Daps is a man who can anti-strat a team very, very well. Might be hurt here.
Barrel? Oh, man.
Nah, yeah. You can hear the scrunch of the trousers.
True, very true. That many times in a row, it's unmistakable. So, man advantage. NRG, lovely move. Great to see the confidence as they take the ramp control. They are yet to find an answer. Bro gonna go swinging in. Again, they're so confident. A lot of dry moves at the moment. I mean, why wouldn't you while it's working? And while you have such a round advantage to play with. Huge cushion for them as they have their sights set on 8 in a row here now.
They're playing right now. It'd be very hard to fathom a world in which Bait recover this round. They're going to boost up on towards Bricks. He isn't exactly empty, but it's a bit undermanned, you can maybe argue. But it's also the fact there's a flank coming through, right? George has made his way through apartments. Sees nobody's there. Making the way up short, and it's all down to what a Nitro can do. And well, they'll lose that engagement. I just don't know if they're going to expect this. They're planting 4 apartments. George is in there. They've got to expect this now, Bait, surely. First fight, force flat, Segakawa goes down, and he continues to struggle. And Alex was a dead man regardless, whether it was to short or to apartments. NRG were walking away with that round every day of the week. Another to keep this flawless streak. Wow, Bait are completely checked out at the moment.
Yeah, unreal. Absolutely unreal. I mean, you know, we now start to beg the questions of like, are we going to see... Okay.
Were you going to say, are we going to see the pause?
Yeah. They stole my thunder, man. They really stole my thunder.
No. Claim it. You're the prophet.
I didn't even get the words out though, man. You know,
but
I just needed like 1 more second.
Do you know, I had a moment like that, honestly, a little bit earlier. We went into that Deagle round. I was going to say, I think you were mid-sentence, so I didn't want to cut you off, but I was going to say, on Deagle rounds, generally keep an eye on Kentazor. He's pretty sharp with them when he uses them, and then he hits that insane shot in towards B. And I was like, oh, I'm so annoyed I didn't just say it.
Yeah, it happens. It happens. But we do get the timeout, which is good. Maybe a tad bit late, but I think they have obviously just been struggling and scrambling to try and keep things together. We come into a bye here. We're at that point as well of sort of no return. Everybody feels that 8-4 is the bare minimum of what you want to be hitting, what you should be hitting if you're a team worth your salt. Yeah, we'll see here. Execute comes round, moving quick. George standing strong. The break of the smoke is absolutely brilliant. Man alive, taking attention away from George. They have played this to perfection on the defensive side. They'll break once again. Smoke coming in. MPL boosted up is a cute idea. However, Sonic is smarter, and he will be ready for it. Maybe again hearing the jumps. Segukawa remains alone, as he needs to clutch up against 3. A lot to ask of any player, let alone your first official in this new team.
What have you got for us? 3 a quad clutch required and a labored spray for that first engagement. Never good. This is all but done. You can just tell by the movement. I think he'd sort of realized he had no real chance there. Lazy swings and lazy sprays. NRG punish. And it continues to be the case. NRG, very consistent fan of the opening kill. Very good at capitalizing upon the numbers advantage. And very good at making life super, super difficult for Bait. But on the flip side, for a side of Bait who've picked in towards this map, who play it quite a lot, it doesn't look really well repped and well drilled at the moment, does it? I mean, this feels super sloppy. A lot of mistakes being made. It looks very simplistic in terms of the type of strats they're bringing to the table. Credit where it's due. NRG, I think, are playing really decent Counter-Strike. They're reading into them quite well, but they're also being given a lot of gifts.
It's true. I think Bait have lost some of those earlier rounds. There was that 4v2. I think they've let it get to them slightly. So it does seem to be somewhat of an issue. Senfial on the D. With a clean heading to kick things off. He nets himself an M4 as well. Can they do anything with it? There's a trade down over here in the jungle area. Deagle out for OC unsuccessfully. Thins the HP, but the numbers are what matters. Kentazor looking to close the gap in towards that player. Not going to happen. And thus, bro, maybe has given them a lifeline. The bomb has yet to be planted. Nitro with the spam.
Okay.
That's ridiculous. Oh, man. He gets it instantly as well. 2-on-2 now. Oh, man. Bro gets another. What is happening here? Nitro to finish off Essential. Another 4-on-2. Swings the way of NRG. It feels like RNG. That's what my mind wanted to say. Good God, what is going on?
Oh, bait. Can't buy a round right now. NRG. What a force to be reckoned with this side. 10-0. I'm baffled by how dominant this display is.
Unbelievable. Truly unbelievable. I think we're both taken aback by the complete juxtaposition from that first map. Looked like they were not going to be able to match bait today. Maybe worry about their firepower.
It's very akin to the first series, right? It was 13-6 Power Vision, then it flips the other way, 13-6, and then third map goes 13-6 again. Watch us go into his Inferno and bait just take complete control again. That'll be the classic, it seems, for the V-Stream at the moment. Who's there? BL's not going to go up into window just yet. Staying up on the ledge. Oh, are you kidding me, OC? Finds Alex through the smoke and... Already looking great. MPL will get his at the very least. That's the bombing towards ramp, though, alone.
Okay, Kentazor, though. Manage. Key kill. It's OC with the key 2. Not again. Maybe not quite as egregious, but still a solid man advantage and control of the A bomb site. It felt like, and it has completely fallen apart. Bait, what is happening here? This is unbelievable, man. Truly unbelievable. Segukawa forced into the open. Down he will go. 11 in a row for NRG, and now we maybe open the conversation for the 13-0.
Oh, you're now, so
Bait just try... Well, sure. Bait just got to try and avoid that. Not a very superstitious man, so...
I was not saying anything specifically, so I didn't cast the cursor.
Well, I've done that. Sorry.
In comes Bait's first round right now.
Yeah. Just flawlessly. Just not... No one going to die. It's going to be the perfect round.
Yeah, it's going to be like the best round we've seen from the all series as well. OC, again, just continues showing just how electric he is. 15-3. Where flip side, it's not being great. OC, though, brings up the proceedings. Nice trade move as well, as Kentazor only gets one. OC looks for more. Oh, and he's going to get him as well. A man possessed right now with the big green and closed out by Sonic. What a showing. 12-0 by NRG to seal the deal in the first half. Let's see if the 13-0 will happen.
Well, we are back, and we might be headed to another break quick, sharp, if NRG have their way. Really impressive stuff in that first half, and I mean, just completely blindsiding everybody, maybe even themselves a little with a scoreline like that, but ultimately to have a strong performance and to have control of this second map. We were pretty much all in the camp of it being, okay, Bait looking good, New Kid looks solid.
Yeah.
And he has done the classic, unfortunately. We've seen the best and the worst of this guy within his first 2 maps.
Yeah, now we've got the barometer though. We know where the floor is, we know where the ceiling is, right?
Sure.
So now let's get a middle ground. How about that? 2-12, unfortunately for Sagakawa in the first half of play. On the flip side, look at OC, 18-3. But a flashbang play that falls flat. Nitro gets caught by Kentazor. Already trying to put pressure on towards B. Oh, Kentazor might deny the 13-0. It's all on the shoulders of the superstar. It's OC to keep it alive, and NPL has other ideas. So unfortunately, the 13-0 dead in the water, but it doesn't mean NRG's chances are they've got so many attempts to close out this map. It's just about saving face now, really, for Bait.
I suppose so. Hoping to, I don't know, get up to like 5 or 6 rounds, I guess. Get a couple rifles under your belt just to sort of feel comfortable. We go into Inferno, which is another baseline kind of map that can be difficult to predict how it's going to go. Oh, Alex going to get overwhelmed. That's a bomb plant.
Bomb plant.
They will lose a significant number of players, though, trying to get something else. Maybe get their hands on the M4. Nitro with the fake flash. Doesn't throw anybody off, though. So, bomb plant's good. Bomb plant is good, and a kill as well. Always going to be nice. And now they'll have a really strong rifle in this next.
Yeah, you absolutely take a bomb plant. In a round like that as well, I think for the likes of NRG, just having a little bit or kind of the extras, right? The trimmings in terms of the investment towards this next round. Utility alongside the premium rifles and all the rest. You take that. 10 rounds is the buffer as the buy comes back in play for NRG. Bait, how long can they stay alive, stay afloat in this shark-infested water? NRG smell blood, and they want to close out Mirage here. Doing it in style. Inferno that decider, and it feels inevitable, of course, that we'll be getting there. I don't know if I've ever even casted a 12-0 complete recovery. There hasn't really been many at a competitive level anyway. I don't know if I've ever cast one in what, my 6 years of working.
Yeah. I might have done something close in the depths of Counter-Strike Go tier 5, you know, when I was first time, but
I definitely did a 14-1 on Overpass. I remember that. It was like 14-1.
I think that's enough.
14-1 and then 14-1. Then I went to OT. But yeah, I've not. I don't think I've definitely not done one in CS2. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, CS2. I feel like teams as well have just developed better.
Yeah.
In terms of respecting and whatnot, not just letting it get ahead of them. A couple of openers here for NRG. Yeah, speaking of closing things out. MPL will chime in. Kenzazor melts. There's nothing he can really do about that. It's all going to be down to Segukawa. Flashers keep him at bay for now. They may well hear these footsteps coming in as well. Nice. Finds onto 2. Costs him a lot of HP. If he had an AK, I'd be a believer. I think this M4 will eventually let him down. Just get his hands onto an AK now. Smoke as well. Tap comes in. How are they going to play it? They play it calmly. They will shut him down. They will take us to a third after a 13-2. Take a piece of that, Bait. NRG certainly not going to be going quietly, not messing around, and they are indeed capable of better here now.
Yeah, what a response coming out from NRG on a non-existent map number 1, your pick of Dust 2, to come in towards Mirage and lay down the law like that. That is what we want to see from this team, and that's proof in the pudding that they've got what it takes to be able to contest in international waters. We're now looking, for me in particular, can OC put back-to-back maps like that, right? Can we get him heading in towards Inferno, putting up that level of performance? If he can, then I can start to believe flip side as well, you look towards Bait, new boy on the block, Sekikawa, a poor performance from him, unfortunately. Him and Ascenthiel both really struggle to get going. They need to come alive heading in towards that map number 3. But you know the age-old saying, Scriv, all good best of 3s are decided on Inferno, as they say. And of course, that's where we're going to be heading.
Indeed it is. I mean, some insane moments coming in as you see here on the highlights. I think that's certainly something that gets in the way for Bait. The mental getting the better of them, the tilt getting the better of them. We'll see how things pan out onto Inferno.
We've gone all 3, but we've had quick maps, so it's sort of, I guess, both sides of the stick. But I'm not going to make any predictions. I think we've all here on the B stream agreed that predictions are not good because we'll curse them, right? We don't want to do that again, right? So let's see. We're heading in towards this one, Inferno, to decide. And I mean, OC was just incredible in towards map number 2. If we can get a little bit more of that, NRG can get right back to winning ways for me. The big question is on the flip side, can we get Sekikawa back to being sharp? He struggled a lot in towards Mirage. But I think Inferno's a little bit more prevalent for the Orbs. I like that little play there. Decoy to initially set up, and then a pop flash behind it as well to give Bro the control here.
Yeah, nice little move. Not going to do too much off the back of it. They bait a smoke out from B. He's all alone anyway, and that was the case. Oh, dangerous looking towards middle. It's a group move from Bait, so they trade 1-for-1 at the very least. George tries to find that window, unfortunately going to be denied. Meanwhile, they still have the banana control, so looking to act upon that here, NRG. Oh, got to keep your head. Alex nearly loses it. Thankfully, the Glock at range, not going to be able to find that kill, so he confirms their location. Stays alive for the man advantage, slim man advantage as the bomb goes down. Ascenthiel in banana. This is going to be a big one. Real big one. They hear him coming. And they just bait him in. He's not biting just yet. Oh, man. And at range finds that kill. Seems to know about the closer player as well. Will go down on the site itself. It's a weird little fight there. All on to Nitro. With these Julies that he's now recovered. The HP bars could very quickly fall over, but he loses his head. And Bait get the pistol.
Yeah, nice work from Bait. Had to kickstart this well. Of course, we saw how rough things looked when they didn't have momentum in their play. And towards that previous map. So getting out the gates nice and early here is good. And it did look initially like they could be in a bit of trouble, right? The ding comes through towards Alex. They lose the Sai, forced into a retake. But very good job of whittling down the numbers. With a bomb plant, does mean they can go for a buy here. NRG, Khalil out for George. Couple of Mac 10s, the new look MP7 for Sonic 2, and Bro rounded out with a Tech 9. It's not exactly the worst buy in the world, and you already saw in that first map how good NRG can look on the force spikes.
Very true, charging forwards here. There is a quick find from the M4. Ascenthiel looking good. Will eventually go down, just overwhelmed. They didn't have the numbers to back up the defense here. Bomb goes down. And the rotation's now coming in. They're definitely going to give this a go. But we are once again in a very messy scenario. No kit available for the Bait side of things. You do start to worry ever so slightly. Enzizor slowly creeping in. The Molotov could be huge. Forces that kill. MP9 flying in. Creates the space. It's all onto Nitro on the site. Definitely not out of the question. It's close on the defuse. That might be on the line. I think he should have it here, but it sounded like it had maybe just ticked over. This is going to be awfully, awfully close. Oh, my, just gets it in. That is incredibly lucky.
Half a second or so, really. That is very dicey. Thankfully, yeah, like you mentioned, getting over the line, but there was a moment there that didn't exactly look good by any means. Leaving it late, and again, we saw kind of Nitro being the man in those late rounds. But another one for NRG where you can actually pull Silver Linings away from it. You lose round, sure, but it's down to the wire. You get a bomb plant out, you get a couple of kills, so I'm not even too surprised that they go back into another force buy. You've got it so close on that force buy. You can have a little bit more money to work with in this one, so the running theory is that you should have a better chance. We'll see if that's the case. Break open the smoke in towards Banana. One spotted up close as well. Alex needs to be very careful. He's already under a bit of pressure, but they have taken Banana control, which is a huge thing to own here now, Bait.
Yeah, very true. Putting their best foot forward. Certainly going to be happy with that. Keeping NRG guessing. And it does feel like it's been really a series of like momentum, really important openings to the map have been deciding things and just setting in a bit of tilt or that confidence that you need. Both teams really struggling to get back into a game, back into a map. Keen find from Nitro. Smoke goes down, not really going to do all that much. They're moving faster. I mean, the rotation is really, really quick from MPL, so they have to be very careful. Doesn't matter. Never mind. They shut it down and absolutely demolished them there on B. Wow, okay.
Yeah, and that is that theory and execution of why you go back in for that force buy. Despite losing back-to-back rounds, despite losing the force buy of the prior one, you get a bomb plan, you make it a little bit close. You're now going to have even more money because of loss bonus. You go for it again, and, well, now they're looking for a little hunt. They're going to have even more money in towards the next round. So why not try and make it even more expensive over towards Bait? Two players looking towards apartments. Third of George, not too far away. Pretty low, though. Nitro overlooks the site itself. So hard focused on Pip. They don't want to lose too many bodies for no reason either. And RG get there first in a really good round, all things considered.
Yep, solid look. Really solid. See what Bait have got in store to kind of come back. It looked like the setup was good, you know, deep banana presence, then two players behind that, ready for the aggression to come in, but they just absolutely got flattened. So again, a large part of the conversation is individually, can NRG match up? We saw yes on the previous map, no on the first though, so there really is two versions of this team so far. Perhaps the same from Bait, you could argue, though. So, yeah, very, very much up in the air. Segukawa, already better than his performance over on Mirage. So there is that at the very least.
Take those. And for him, he really struggled to get going. Probably looking towards him a little bit in this round as well. He's a high impact position. You've already just seen as well, twice out. Decently, they can kind of take control or even put pressure on towards A. Even if they're not finishing there as well, they're drawing attention over. Segukawa needs to find ways to get proactive for him. Currently just playing on towards the site itself. MPL's a long lurk, and he'll re-implement a smoke as well. 50 seconds. NRG aren't really decided where they want to go, but they're going to draw the numbers back from A and bolster up this B here.
Shaping up with the utility. Not that there's loads of it, just kind of the basics. Might even keep it down to a simple contact here. Really well-timed smoke there from the CT side. George, with a big find, is going to threaten this A site, and the wrap may well have been heard on said wrap, but the man advantage looks good. There's going to be no assistance coming in as well for these Bait players. They're going to have to figure it out on their own. Kenz's all blocking on the edge of this smoke. He goes down, as does his teammate. There's just nothing in it for Bait. Segukawa with one through the smoke, but that'll be all she wrote. Essential to hold his M4 and NRG to even up.
Good work. And actually, when you look at the round itself, it's not only is it a round won by NRG, but it's one with only the one casualty. You're really happy of how you've walked away from this one. For the most part unscathed. It's a continuation of this good run for NRG, back-to-back rounds, but also really bolstering up the finances too. Cynthia, I'll say that M4, he should be okay. There's a couple of players that are in and around ramp. OC, he's close, but I don't think he's going to wrap all the way into a spawn. So, get an M4 at the very least, but yeah, nice work by NRG. Another decent round by them. That one, they draw it out a little bit more. And as you were talking about, a bit more of that basic utility, but it works well. The individuals are really hitting their shots. And this series ends kind of with a nice NRG map here. We actually just talk about, we don't really probably look that detailed into Dust 2 as we just write it off and say, you know, first map of the tournament, get a bit of the rust out of the way. This has been a lot more like it. They can get back-to-back maps. The way they're kind of finding these gun rounds. It's impressive stuff for NRG.
Oh, damn.
Lucky George.
We love to see that. Yeah, I mean, what are you going to do? Just has his crosshair and bullets in the right place.
Perfect flash as well. It's so frustrating.
I was like, I'm going to wait for this. It's going to be beautiful. And then I'll pick it up. And it was like, nope. Essential flattens him.
Recovered gun too, huh?
Yeah, they'll probably just hold on to that, I think, unfortunately.
Yeah.
With it being a contact B. So, going to filter out here this round. That being said, they're buying in the next. They are sort of sticking around a bit. Bombs late to go down.
Right.
Oh, there you go. MPL knows his angles. I mean, yeah, they might not expect this. Flash is coming in at good time. So, yeah, I mean, 2 M4s, what is that really into the next round, right? If it had been an AK, like you say, different story, but not the case. So they're sticking around, giving it a look. As it becomes less and less and less likely, they will start to back away and manage to save the M4s anyway. So, tiny bits of damage done, but it's another round for NRG.
Yeah, nice work. It's a little bit more competitive from Bait, but again, still for the most part, all the praise is lumped towards NRG. Nice round by them. Now taken as well. It's all well and good with Bait finding success in the early part of this map, but the gun rounds have been in play. Kind of only one team. That's going to call for a timeout. Nitro immediately discussing with Bro. I do feel like Bait would really need this kind of timeout a little bit more of anything, though. I feel like they're the side who still very much on the back foot. Momentum doesn't feel very good for them right now. They would like this opportunity to get Madden on the mic.
Does make sense. Try and even things out, but NRG actually looking in a very good spot, and I think with the previous map convincing themselves that they are capable of more. They are capable of taking this that full distance. So yeah, very, very much looking forward to seeing what they've got prepared, what they've got in the back pocket here. Bait on a strong buy. Segukawa with the AWP in hand as well. So now they have no excuses themselves. A really big swing round here, I believe, in the first half of this final map.
Yeah, exactly. Really, the thing is that even if they are to lose this for NRG, they're still going to buy in towards the next. The one thing going for them, but same really can't be said for Bait. Sure, there's residual cash and Segukawa and MPL, but let's see. Everyone's blind, but it's Bro who's delivering. Gets 2. Everyone was blind. He just recovers the quickest.
MPL through the smoke. Able to back up 1. The bomb is going to be pretty late here. But they've already committed to the save now. Look at this over on the A-bomb site, right? Because there's that tiny bit of presence there. They don't really want to move and get stabbed in the back. So they will give it across. It's yet another round.
Ooh.
For NRG. Segukawa quick, but it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, it makes no real difference, but it's a nice shot at the very least. I think Bait are in a position where you take what you can get, honestly. Save comes through. Understandable. Spoke about the long-term econ being pretty poor. There's finances. There's two of the richer players as well of MPL and Sekakawa who end up saving. So it makes the dropping situation a bit easier. Trying to even out the econ. NRG. 4 rounds on the trot. They started to snowball the same way we saw on towards Mirage. Consistent rounds on the board. Making life really difficult for Bait. And again, even compared to Mirage, I feel like on the Inferno so far, I don't think the calling doesn't feel too detailed right now, but Bait are just making one too many mistakes for me. I mean, everyone blind there, I can't really blame them that much. Bro does a good job. Being the first one recovered, first one ready for the fight, and 2 kills, all it took. Beast out open.
Now a timeout returned from Bait, so really feeling tense here in this first matchup. Both teams have thrown their hat in the ring for being deserved victors. At the moment, it is NRG that I think are impressing. Bait missing a lot of that spark that we kind of expect from this team. I think into 25, really sharp-looking team, but a lot of that feels like it has maybe fallen off coming into the second season of last year and now the first season of this year. Really does feel this team is not as impressive as it once was. Still have great shooters, but maybe they have been figured out tactically and there wasn't a lot to figure out in the first place.
It's true. A shot by OC. Round control lost as well. A re-break on towards that smoke, but he can't punish the top car player. Have to reclaim space elsewhere. They've lost B to the CT side, so they've got to try and take some control another way. Sekakawa, rather than shooting on the traitors, hoping somebody sneaks through that smoke. I don't think he'll be given the luxury. Also not committed to going towards A. The pack of the group is still sticking up here towards Banana.
Oh,
hang on.
All right, wait a minute. Getting a bit weird. George has quickly moved into the apartments, was looking for a catch-up, didn't quite get it. What is going on? Trade after trade. They do outnumber him on the A-bomb side for the time being. Nitro with the spams, man. He's been so good with them. Senthial in towards Pit, meanwhile, trying to stay alive. Great double swing. Leaves Sekakawa to clutch things up. He's looking for an automatic weapon. He will get his hands onto an M4. I hope fully loaded so that he doesn't have to give his position away with that reload. I'm not gone down yet. Taking their time with it. So he might catch someone moving into a post plant. Doesn't look to be the case. That planter is firmly, indeed, planted on top of the bomb. So Sekakawa slowly moving in. He's not being checked here, though. They're giving a lot of space, a lot of respect across. Just trying to find the tip of the head from somewhere. Not going to happen. And George drops him at the opportune moment. NRG, keep them coming.
Yeah, George starts and closes that round. Really nice work. And again, I think as well for Bait, they're close, right, in a lot of these engagements. It feels like they're got the, sort of the right idea. Just 1 or 2 head-to-heads are just not going their way, and that's been the big difference maker. And where NRG, we are starting to see the individuals really step up. And it's not even OC this time as well, right? It's Nitro who's showing what he's about. And George's opening kill there was pretty delectable, I will say. Nitro doing a lot of the heavy lifting. Bro having a couple of moments too, but he is the first to go down. Sekakawa. Nitro will answer back though. And again, we'll keep singing his praises. 11-5. Why wouldn't we?
Yeah, I mean, looking fantastic. It has to be said. Proving that it can be done at any stage of your career. In comes the B execute. Nice and contact heavy here. There is a rotation coming round. Kenzazor. Smoke can be cheeky. Flash comes round for him. Only one. Slows their roll ever so slightly, but will it be enough? Oh. That's lazy from MPL, honestly. Not got his gun up in time. He will get punished, rightfully so. Whether he would have won that fight on his HP remains to be seen, but still not a great look. Meanwhile, Alex and Ascenthial, the old guard homies, trying to make it work. Down to just Ascenthial, not going to happen for them. NRG keep this streak rolling.
Really nice work, honestly. Super simple things in that post plan just to make sure that there was never really an issue. Playing off each other very, very well too. NRG, you just keep lumping the praise on, but on that point you brought up, and of course he brought up specifically for MPL, but it does feel quite akin actually for Bait as a whole is just these sloppy mistakes. The NRG are going to punish every single time. Oversights and over faces that are only going one way. Finances feeble over towards Bait, so a lower buy for them. Triple MP9, double deagle.
Trying to get that apps control once again, something that NRG have really been sending here. They're enjoying the spams as a team, and well, they will stop enjoying them. MPL says, stop making noise in my apartment. Damn, that is unbelievable. Just flies in for the double headshot on the deagle. May well give Bait their first round in quite some time here. Advanced push coming in, spotted by OC. Can they recover things back with their ever so slightly stronger weaponry? Lack of armor for Segukawa, maybe. It's definitely doable for NRG.
Yeah. Seconds. MPL. Bit of make or break position, especially considering Segukawa's gone down and MPL cannot make up for it. Head ripped off his shoulders by OC. Double MP9. Decisions to be made for them as well. Smoke down. A jumping shot. Kentasaw is so lucky. As Bro gets caught, but with Kentasaw taking so much damage and an AK scooped up. Again, decision to be made here. Gonna trade. They're going for it late as well. No kit to work with either, so they've really got to fly towards this fight. And the crossfire, it feels like it's too good. Is that going to be the case? It is. OC makes sure the old guard of OC and Nitro settle things swiftly in that 2 versus 2. I'm even surprised they weren't tempted to save that AK, to be honest. But another round for NRG.
Yeah, and crazy, you know, feels like they defy odds again. Like I said, definitely a chance in that 4-on-3 situation, but Bait will be kicking themselves. They can't capitalize on MPL's heroics. So early in the round, in such a good position, you know, all these things working for them, but they are tactically very dry, bankrupt of ideas. MPL surely going to get caught here. They're running him down. Traded quick. Now where does this player go? Sonic maybe in behind, having a quiet map himself, but looking to pull up some impact.
That's me by Kentasaw. This also makes life really difficult for NRG now. No banana control. There's somebody now in your back lines. You're just committed to go for an A hit. You got nothing to lose. You can't really double back. You're going to spend way too much time trying to find him. Down to 2 versus 4 with the HP advantage. I bet you've got there should be no way to lose this one. They've lost some egregious ones, but surely this won't be one of them. Bro and Sonic, 1 foot in the grave, the both of them. 10 points apiece. But all but settled. Kentasaw, the loss, the swing, the find. 3 kills to his name. In a quiet map, but he picks a moment. At least shine a bit of light on Bait. It's been a while since we've been able to speak positively about them, to be honest.
Yeah, I feel, oddly enough, NRG with a Hail Mary kind of round, even though it's not really needed. Sort of desperate moves, but we'll see. Still 7-3, still that 9-3 on the cards. That would be kind of insane. Pretty much every single map going 9-3, apart from that one that went 12-0.
Yeah.
Maybe one of the more one-sided starts that we've had to an IEM. That's damn sure.
Yeah. You know, we get the occasional lopsided game, but at least it's like, yo, well, 9-3, really. You know, or 8-4, that kind of vibe. 12-0. It was damning. Non-existent from Bait. Unfortunately, it's continued, to say the least. If you can make a 7-5 out of the CT side, it's workable. So not great, but workable. That's a good way to start it.
Tower.
I only saw a pixel there, but it was enough.
They immediately are like, right, don't want anything to do with that AWP. Thank you very much. George hanging around in the apartments, as he has done pretty much all half long. We all have that one player in our squad, I'm sure, that just loves the apartments in Inferno for whatever reason, but he is going to slowly start backing off. Yeah, fair. Try and keep attention on A, but they are not biting. You can see Segakawa's here early. Will be smoked off. He can do a bit with this utility. Molotov not quite good enough, and they're confident to roll in.
Oh.
There you go. There's some new boy issues for sure, as that molly is lacking. Still, they may well have rushed it with the timing of it. Not over just yet. Not over just yet. Talking like it is, and maybe Segakawa's advanced position can help them get back in. The rotating support is so far away. I don't know why. Maybe worried about the George presence that usually is there. Because of that, they just save, yeah.
It took about ages. The bomb goes down, and then 5 seconds later, they're only just making a move. Nitro, we'll see our Segakawa. So no AWP saved for the CT side. And even with loss bonus as well, bringing out an AWP on the CT side is going to be pretty janky. MPL can drop one over, but it means he can't buy util for himself. I feel like if Segakawa might be just wielding a rifle here, to be honest. Yeah, it looks to be the case. 8-3. Why not give us another 9-3? Continue this roll, but for NRG, they are loving life in the server. OC continues to be super prevalent. Bro spoke about his impact, but of course it's still Nitro. Top end of the scoreboard, 13 kills to his name. The aggression as well. The molly gets dismantled by the smoke, but a double nade setup from Nitro and Bro. The two O's will take top banana with the HEs alone.
George softened up. Not going to push him down though, so just going to allow him that room, but they're really adamant to take the apartment's control and just keep him out. Something that I suppose they have to consistently worry about. I've had enough, so fair play. No kill comes in. They do soften them up a bit. It is, of course, the top banana move that lets them down. Black ready. Rowe playing anti. Takes a small peek. Calls on some assistance here to try and fight back. Molotov forces them out. The flash is a little awkward. Meanwhile, a contact move in the apartments. There's fights all over the place right now. As it settles, it's 2-on-2. Down middle. That bomb has been dropped. Asenthial suddenly finds himself alone as George strikes from the apartments. Smoke on top of the bomb. Allows them the space to get it back. Asenthial molly down. Takes the fight and wins it. So into the 1 versus 1, a very aggressive move with only 39 HP for OC. You don't necessarily fancy his chances, but he also is not shying away from this fight. Asenthial trying to bait things out ever so slightly. OC is just in.
No.
Very last moment. He gets called away. His instincts get the better of him. The sense of timing betrays him. And now Asenthial has found the gap to get fully in towards this bomb site. Where is he playing from, though? It's such a weird plant. Very, very difficult to know what this is planted for, and there's just hardly any time on that bomb. Asenthial doesn't even touch it, really. And OC wins it out without ultimately firing a bullet. Clean stuff. Once again from NRG, looking to take this series 2-1.
believing. You were there most of the time, but that was never good enough for me. Had me going out of my mind, had me going round like crazy. But I gotta end this way. Why is there always a struggle for you to let me go? You got me like crazy, like you were always right and I was always wrong. Crazy, baby, where did our love go? Crazy, but you love me in a picture, like you were always right and I was always wrong. Crazy, you gave me attention, where did our love go? You would always bring my fault. You were meant to be here forever. Remember when we used to have it all? We were so good together. Why can't we both feel the same way? Why do I need to explain? You were there most of the time, but that was never good enough for me. Had me going out of my mind, had me going round like crazy. But I gotta end this way. Why is there always a struggle for you to let me go? You got me like crazy, like you were always right and I was always wrong. Crazy, baby, where did our love go? Crazy, but you love me in a picture, like you were always right and I was always wrong. Crazy, you gave me attention, where did our love go? Crazy, but you love me in a picture, I used to need your care and attention. Crazy, but you love me in affection, I used to need your care and attention. Crazy, but you love me in affection, I used to need your care and attention. Crazy.
Here we go. This third and final map coming to a culmination. And again, it may be a swift one as NRG shaping up very, very nicely here to net themselves a place in the upper bracket. Meanwhile, new addition over on the bait side of things, turning a lot of heads, catching a lot of eyes. And he did have a great debut map. Looks better here for sure. But the team of bait just not really stepping up to the mantle, which, again, surprises us. I would have figured NRG would have their work cut out, but the past two maps, not been the case.
Yeah, I think the one thing for bait, they just don't play this map a hell of a lot. And last time they did play it, back in the major, they got destroyed 13-2 by Vitality. So it's been a bit of a weird one in the pool for them. Got a few maps which just don't play a lot of CS on. Comparatively to NRG, you've got a lot of reps and I'll get a lot of kills to start things off. A killer piece for George and OC. Numbers now taken here by the CT side. They win this pistol round. This series is surely all but done.
MPL with a nice find. Could be a big deal. Bomb now has the option to pivot towards B. And it looks like it will. Dangerous fights here, though. Nitro gets caught out in the open, unfortunately. Julie's, meanwhile, trying to close the gap. Did he actually? He's actually made it around that corner. That's insane. I mean, he's going to be the only one left now. Is the only problem. As the bomb goes down, can he even get the catch on this library player? The answer is no. MPL takes matters into his own hands with the 4K.
Great recovery. Really, really great recovery. It actually looks like NRG, you get the opening double. You get one back if you're bait, but numbers still looking good for NRG. And they actually make it look quite seamless from there on out. So fair play. And work from bait. Individual brilliance too, of course, which is sort of what bait are hoping for. I think, you know, we talk about kind of a team holistic performance. We saw it in map 1. We haven't really seen it since. You're now just hoping some star can shine and pull you back into this a little bit. Booster towards plant. Put a couple up there. Bro and Nitro will go up. Gamble stack towards the B side though. Zero presence anywhere else. Let's see where the bait fall for it. And it looks, at least in the early part, that they were tempted, but they're retreating.
Yeah, fair enough. The safe play, it would seem. But ultimately, going to set things up here. Slow roll in towards B. Just the MAC-10 leading the charge, just in case. And, well, they would be correct. The bomb itself, a slow roll towards A. Although they've not spotted everybody, so they're still a little scared of this A bomb site. Should eventually realize that nobody is home. Got Bro on the MAC-10 here in pretty quick time, but unfortunately, the site looks set to fall. He might make some money.
Oh.
Quick from Alex.
Yeah. Fair play. Fair play indeed. Shooting gallery. Down mid for MPL. Oh, okay. 3 back-to-back dings for OC. One lets him a kill. None deals damage, but it's all but a foregone conclusion with a buy alone, more or less, even before the round got started. Nice work by Bait. This is what you need, right? You know, we're talking about early rounds of the half being put on the board, bit of consistency, making sure that there really isn't that much of a conversation around it either. It's the first true test. I mean, if we're going to really get things going here for Bay, it's your bonus buy against NRG's full buy. If you can overcome this, that's when you can start believing for Bait once again.
That is true. That is very, very true. NRG has yet to give us anything onto the CT side. Early utility down Banana as they look to try and retain the control. There's 3 over there. Could be a good nade here from both sides, to be fair, but it's the CTs that get the brunt of it. Theirs did not quite land in the same way, so chunk taken out, Molotov in to force them back, and Kenzuzor to get the kill. Beautifully done. Still, though, got to be careful. This B bomb site is better defended than you might expect. Even thinking about rotating a player across from A. Oh, and Bro with the find through the smoke makes all the difference here.
Yeah, that changes the round massively. Numbers advantage for Bait. You can play this pack mentality. I don't have it anymore. And also, you don't really have a read about what sort of numbers were towards B. They're heading back towards A, which is the right call. Only one man here is Captain Fantastic. Nitro's got to go huge, but enough time has been bought for 2 players to rotate over. And Nitro spots a bit of information, flash towards short to try and keep attention drawn. They're taking long control. We don't have a lot of time. 20 seconds. We got to go here. Long flash is excellent, and that gains the information. They're going back to B. It's a last-ditch effort. Oh my god, Bro, his steps might have been heard here. He is the make or break in this round. Can he drop the bomb? Yes, he can. He gets another with it. A dink on towards a Cential. 7 seconds is the time to plant just about. Safe round that corner. A 2 versus 3, however. Make that a 2 versus 2. MPL lurks, but he's so far away. It's a foot race. He won't win. George can just stick it. I don't think MPL's going to round the corner. He's not being held for. Oh my god, Nitro doesn't hold for his teammate. He goes down, but thankfully NRG still win the round.
God, that is chaotic.
To say the least.
Yeah, I mean, the wherewithal to get the bomb down round the corner, not panicking the time, right? Yeah. And there was maybe half a second in it, just got it in. And then Nitro baiting.
Yeah.
Kind of fair for the trade frag. Okay, fair enough, but it makes us worry. It makes us sweat. That's for damn sure. But it was just all so chaotic, so intense that you do indeed make a few mistakes or force the issue. MPL lucky to get away with even denying the bomb defuse, it feels like. Timeout coming in from Bait, rightfully so. Going to need it, and this is something, again, we saw a bit of an issue for them on Mirage, was the fact that they lost these closer rounds, or rounds that they should never be losing, in fact, and I think the tilt set in. So maybe just trying to avoid that here, as they are still in with a good chance.
Yeah, exactly. NRG have hit double digits. That's already a nice bit of breathing room to have. You're so close to the finish line, and yeah, very decently ahead of Bait too. You're not under pressure, but you just want to shore things up. Bait on the flip side. It is a bit of a narrative of now or never for them. Not many chances left. Buy back in, which makes complete sense, sure, but there's no long-term economy here. You lose this round, especially if you don't get a bump on again. You got no money. At that point, it could already be done and dusted. This is arguably the most important round that Bait have played so far, and it will start well with Kentasor getting the first.
Oh, Nitro tagged down ever so slightly. OC in a weird spot here. Yeah, I was going to say, may well go overlooked. It's Nitro that goes down a bit too easily. That will make the difference. So, Bait with an unorthodox wrap towards A. Not the most common move, but, and you know, rushing through smokes and things. But they make it work. So, here we go. Game is certainly still alive.
Yeah, you have to save it. In a spot like this, you can't really be going for anything else. Just because, again, you don't really have the funds to work with yourself. And it does give a bit of a lifeline now for Bait to work with. And being an AK kept alive, there won't be enough of a hunt from Bait to find these guys. But here's that question of what do you do around it? Oshi's going to have a bit of cash on hand, which should net out a buy for him. I wouldn't be surprised if NRG go for a force buy here. Much as it seems a bit rogue, you drop over one SMG, you just try and reset the economy to a flatline level. Or, flip side, you don't buy around it, OC doesn't buy anything, and then he has an AWP next round. Two reminds about it, but you've got space to work with for NRG. So it wouldn't be the most outlandish thing in the world. For Bait, spot to put in. They go for no buy here. OC doesn't go for any sort of investment either. So that means an AWP in towards the next. Bait should get a 7th. 3-round game. Gap being closed down upon considerably.
Yeah, they have to be very careful in the upcoming rounds. Trying to do something in this one, though. Keep things interesting as the rotation will come around from that AK towards B. Nitro has a smoke. There's a few intentional decisions here from NRG. Just really got to be careful. Yeah, Nitro has some beautiful timing there. Senthial, worried. Starts to pigeonhole them towards B. Hold on a moment, guys. Hold on a moment. There might be a cook happening here. No, where are you going?
Oh.
Where are you going, guys? For goodness sake, why have they done this? I mean, they're still close enough that it could still be chaotic. And it's the MP9 finding 2. Nobody else able to help out. Oh, I've never been more angry in my life. Why did they bail on that, man?
Yeah, they miscomm somewhere, right? Clutter communication called them away from that B site from what felt like a really cool setup. Once again, put us now in a spot where now we're talking about that deficit being chipped away. And finally, we're getting what feels like a bit of a competitive map. We've not really had many of, or any of them today.
Oh boy.
To be honest. They felt kind of one-sided. This one actually feels like it's got a bit of something about it. Pop shot by OC. Nothing found behind it. Gonna fall further away. Deep smoke in towards top banana, plus wants to make sure he doesn't get naded on towards corner wall. Makes complete sense. I wonder whether MPL gets sent in here with a flash. Or if it's a time and play to see whether they go peeking. No, he's got contact. I'm trying to send the out. Decent work in the last round from him as well. That final kill, he's drawn attention. He'll go around the corner, but there's nothing to bro. It doesn't go deep enough.
They're well known in apartments. Kind of just faking it out. And I mean, with how forwards the CT side are, they know that there's really not much to this. Oh, man, and maybe a catch.
Yeah.
Missing the timing slightly. I thought George might get eyes on these players at the bottom. But he has, once again, you know, gone back to his second home, the apartments, and sees that there's nobody else here. They start to get ready for the B hit, and they're looking good while doing so. OC in from New. They use the molly elsewhere. Surely he gets another here. He will indeed. So quick with it. Keeps it coming from New Box. Oh, OC. Yes, sir. Silences the critics. Beautiful hold from him and a big, big round for NRG.
What a moment by OC. That is some sharp shooting from Nubox. Wow. Just so good at selecting his targets, seeing them off. Really well done. He had no bullets left as well off the back of that final shot, so he had to really pick his moment. Baits out the AWP shot on the jiggle peak, and yeah, that's sumptuous. That really is something.
Damn.
11-7. Takpor's taken here by Bait. And again, what feels like another last hurrah. Triple AK, Galil, Segukawa. Do you even have anything? No, just a Deagle. Or the youngster. Advantage NRG. That last chance saloon for this Bait side. They don't have the truest of buys. At least a Galil to work with for the new boy, but now we're never here. No ought to be able to contend with OC, who is, I mean, without a doubt, walking away with the MVP from the series. He's been great all 3 maps.
Started off a bit slow into this map, actually, but he really has little server.
We cursed him.
That's our fault. That is our fault.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. North
Sorry.
America, sorry about that. The ZTL keeps going, though, as he's just eliminating everybody, it would seem. It's actually on for the ace, as we've had the funny moment with OC in the middle. Sonic is also still in this. The other guy's in Banana. They might have decent enough information on that. I'm not quite sure, but either way, he has a bit of a window here.
Oh,
He's going to capitalize. You can't be serious.
No idea.
Kenzazor, yeah, where the hell is he? And I don't think there's really a kit available. Smoke onto the bomb. Going to have to find the kill right now. Not going to happen. Kenzazor deletes him. Pretty close, and it will cost them a lot of money, which is quite important in the comeback train.
Yes.
Still goes the way of Bait.
Yeah, completely deletes any sort of leftover finances they had to work with. Once again, sure, they can buy in, but the wallet is going to be thin following the investment coming through. So there is something to take away from that for NRG. Just for singing the praises of OC. Quite funny. I sent the out. Bit of a Terminator in this round, though. Just holding W and catching craniums. OC only buy 2 work with. Hero M4 for him. Few upgraded pistols and a little bit of utility to work with. I don't mind this from Bro, though. Bit unorthodox. Aggression in towards apartments. Goes looking, but nothing on offer.
Few upgraded pistols here. Could be deadly.
Especially those 5.7s.
Bro hears some noise in second mid. Loses his head when he goes to have a look. Wow, Bait all of a sudden. Incredibly crisp. Down goes the scary gun.
Wow.
And everybody else with it. Man alive. Bait have suddenly turned the dial up to 11. They feel the fire beneath them when NRG hit 11, and they have found themselves a completely different look and maybe another comeback opportunity.
It's a 2-round game, but actually it's more like a 1-round game, if we're being honest. Right? You get a 9th here, which obviously just has to be locked into place. There's no money if NRG fall flat in this 2-round game. Oh, man, this is really quite dicey. I don't know if there was... Yeah, okay, there is just about enough for that 8OP to come through. That's good. That's where OG's obviously been doing all of his best work. But yeah, this is really, really interesting now. That's going to call for a timeout. You lose this round, though. You lose the lead, NRG. You forced into an eco in towards the next, and it all crumbles from what felt like a really healthy buffer zone for a pretty large portion of this map. Look where they find themselves now. Bait, like you said, well, it really feels like when their back's up against the wall, that's when they've been doing their best work.
It is true. It's just a question of whether they've left too little
late?
room to work
Yeah.
with. Yeah. Tough to say. This is where, of course, The sausage is made, as it were, in the game of Counter-Strike. So we'll see if Bait are able to keep things rolling. The big issue for NRG is the fact that they lack cash. So utility begs some questions. No kit begs some questions. And we'll have a chunk taken out of them to kick things off.
The kind of start you wanted, but that's why. OC in the AWP, a match made in heaven. Nice shot, Kenzazor. Down he goes, got to watch on the wings now. As the rest of the team got to try and pull their way out of this man disadvantage. Ascential going to go looking, a double stack here in towards short with Nitro up on high. Difficult to dismantle this one because even the standard Molotov that you throw here actually goes obviously into under bulk and it shouldn't really affect George. He getting proactive here and that'll cost his life. That feels unnecessary. Ascential was waiting, somewhat expecting that, and now this leaves Nitro very vulnerable. He can't really fall away without making noise.
He's up top. I mean, he's going to take the fight there. However, there is that untraded kill onto Sonic.
Oh!
They're not looking for bro. Oh, man, you can't be serious. He doesn't close it out. The dream's still alive. It's OC on the other side of the map. They know about that. Ascential left incredibly low. OC swaps up onto the AK here. Does not have a kit available, remember, so just going to have to move in here and try and find this kill. Does seem like Ascential is unsure, head on a swivel, checking multiple angles up on the cold zero box. OC rounds this corner. Will he check it cleanly enough?
Oh.
Yes, he will. And OC keeps this going. Just a lovely bow on top of a great series from him to win what could be the game-winning clutch.
Yeah, that is pivotal from OC. He starts and he closes that round. And Ascential's had a really decent map as well, but just couldn't come out on top there. A little bit too much of a basic angle, unfortunately. Close, but no cigar. NRG, map and series point. And let's cast our mind back to the narrative that we brought up at the start of this series. We spoke about NRG being domestically one of the more dominant forces they've got over there in NA. Really decent performances, top 2 in basically every tournament they're playing domestically. But internationally, they've not been able to replicate those level of results. And the question is, how competitive can they be on the international stage? Well, this series, anything to go by. They got something about them. So we'll find the first. Throw goes down. They aren't done just yet, though.
Yeah, you have to be very careful with poking the bear here. I think they might just have done that. Bait come back with a vengeance, bursting through. Going back to their roots, maybe, and just trying to rely on those rifles that are so effective on this team.
Oh, Nitro. Gonna struggle to get out of here. He just about does, but makes a fair chunk of damage before he dips down in towards Pit. 2 towards Banana, 3 towards Banana even, 1 with the bomb on his back. George isn't alone here. Back contact, might get a supporting flash. No, he gets a supporting swing, which will cost Sonic his life. MP9 goes for 3 and puts it back into a 2 versus 2.
It's fine from OC. That might just do it once again. He is looking to be the hero, to be that impactful player. All down to Ascential. Needs 100 points of damage near enough, but split between 2. OC brave to go for it. And Nitro forced into the trade situation. They didn't quite have the timing down. I think they maybe wanted to go for a double face, but they were not comfortable. They were not together, not on the same page at all. And a big 1v2 handed across to Bait.
Yeah, lost that previous clutch, but gets it back in blood. Big 1 versus 2 there from Ascential. Again, like I said, what a map from him, right? 24 and 12, MPL 23 and 13. Those two are really putting the team on their back a little bit. Look at the knock-on effect here. An ultimate round of play. Regulation. And you're looking at what is now this dicey position. LG, no real buy here. What do? Smoke down on the molly. Looks like the way they're posturing at the least, they're going to bolster up the safe site and just hope Bait walk into the trap.
Maybe. Slowly worming their way towards A. Somebody's called it.
Yeah, that one smoke alone might have made them a little uneasy, especially because it was instant.
Yeah, they're going A here. They're going A. I mean, the bomb is right at the back, so
True.
could certainly bail out.
Yeah.
Also going long, where there is one guy who's about to get smoked off, so...
True, but that means they're committing to wrapping the site, which is actually good.
Scary. They're just not considering long at all, though, now is the problem. More on the CT side, unfortunately. Nitro on his 5-7. Nitro on his 5-7. Wait a minute. Oh, no assistance. Close for a moment, but just nobody there to help him out. So it will be all the way to 24 rounds.
Not a bad effort. I don't know where it's due. But, yeah, Bay fair play. I mean, decent recovery. I really thought they were down and out more or less by the halfway mark, to be perfectly frank. And knocking on the door overtime now. OC back on the AWP. Haven't seen one in Sagakawa's hands for a while, but just financially they haven't been stable enough Bait to be able to invest into one. Also, there's definitely reservations about T-side AWPing on Inferno. Can be quite difficult to do seamlessly, especially if you are a new guy, youngster at this level. Sonic, first to fall. Kenzazor gets aggressive, and Sonic just sticks around a little too long.
Yeah, they're unlucky not to get away with a kill, but that advantage slips away. What kind of response have NRG got in store? It looks like they will try for the A-bomb site here. Sort of against the grain in terms of what you might expect, right? You lose a player on B, you expect that is the site that gets bolstered, but moving against that. Meanwhile, Bait not really biting all that much themselves, still making a decision. This is what they want to do. They're going to lose a player in the apartments, but still seems set on A, and it's very loose in towards A as well. Not a big fan of this. OC is here ahead of that smoke, and he continues finding heads. When he comes under threat, Nitro will bail him out, and it's beautifully held on A. Multiple rounds in a row. It is OC that bails them out. What a series from him. What a series from NRG. Hard work there on Inferno, as it should be against Bait, but goodness, that Mirage was a thing of beauty, and they will take this series 2-1.